We did a video a while ago about testing your system. If you're a prepper and you have different systems, you have your food system, you have your heating system, whatever. And what we said was to come up with fictional scenarios and put them in place to be able to test your system to find out if you're really prepared. Well, we have a situation here that's now not fictional, that's allowing us to test our system. Tiny House Prepper. Hi there everybody, I'm Bill with Tiny House Prepper, and we have a situation here. It's sort of ironic because I just recently did a video about how we keep our pipes from freezing in our little trailer there. And here we are with frozen pipes. For the first time since we've actually lived in the place, the pipes are frozen. And right now it's about 5 degrees, and I think this is the highest temperature that we've had for the past week and a half. As many of you know, most of the country's in a deep freeze, and we've had below zero every night and lower single digits every day. And so yesterday our pipes froze. So I'm going to have to do some more work on it and add some heat tape or something. But in the meantime, we don't have any water. So now that allows me to test our water system. And I've talked about this in several different videos, that we have this creek behind me that's about less than a mile from our house that always runs. And this is our water system, our water supply. And we have a Berkey water filter that we use to filter it. And we can also pour it into the toilet so we can flush the toilet. So here I am, probably for the next 3 or 4 days until it gets warm enough that our pipes can be unfrozen. I'm going to be getting our water out of the creek. Now a little bit further down the creek there's a place where there's rapids, and it never freezes down there. I can always get water there. However, it's a bit of a hike through the woods, and if there's any kind of deep snow, that could be difficult. We only have a few inches of snow here, so I could do that. But fortunately, right here, I have an open channel of water. It happens to be right near the shore. There's another channel out there. Now, this creek here is only about knee deep. So if I go out on the ice and go through, it'll be miserable, but I'll be okay. I just have to crawl back into my truck and get home and get my feet warm. But, so this is where I'm going to get the water. I have a 5-gallon bucket here with a gamma lid that screws off. It's much easier to use than the ones that snap on. Now this water is kind of brown in color. That is actually tannin in the water that comes from the roots of cedar trees where the water runs over the cedar. It doesn't hurt anything. It's not toxic or anything like that. But almost all of the creeks in this area all have this brown tinge to it because of the cedar. See, for easy access, how close I am to the road. Now, I also did a video recently reviewing a Bob Beast of Burden bicycle trailer. And I said that if I needed water and it was a total breakdown of society and I had no gasoline, I could use the trailer behind the bicycle to come down here, and I can actually carry 2 5-gallon buckets in that trailer. But I've got a truck and I've got gasoline, so I'm going to use it. There's a heater in the truck. So now that I have the water sitting here in a bucket in my kitchen, I need to pour it into the Berkey water filter. Now, I did a review of the water filter when I first bought it, And I didn't know that they had a pump that helps you prime the filters. This is one of the filters, and it's dry, and you have to prime it. You have to get it full of water before you use it, or it won't work. And someone, several subscribers told me in the comments down below when I did the review about the priming pump that they have, so I got it, and it's really slick. So if you're going to get a Berkey filter, make sure that you get the priming pump with it. You have to buy it extra, but it is really worth the expense. You just screw it on there, and then you just start pumping it, and it pulls the air out and it pulls water into the pump. I mean, to the filter. Takes a couple minutes to fill it with water. Now see, water comes out the end when I squeeze the bulb, and that means the filter is full of water and ready to go. Okay, so now there's two filters in here. I got them primed, I got them installed, so now I'm ready to put the water in. I got this 5-gallon bucket sitting down here on the ground, and it's too heavy to just lift and pour, so I'm going to scoop it in with this. This filter is just gravity, so I don't need to worry about any kind of power or anything. Of course, we got power here, but the gravity pulls it down through the filters and down into the lower clean water reservoir. Okay, so now this is full, and I can hear the water starting to drip down as it goes through the filters. I can hear it dripping into the lower section. When you fill this up, it usually takes about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes for the whole thing to filter through. So in a little while we'll have clean drinking water. And now that we have water in the bucket, it's very easy to pour it into the toilet tank reservoir so that we can flush the toilet. Now the toilet will flush. That'll be a big relief.
Yay! Hi, and of course this is Elizabeth. I'm going to try some of our freshly filtered water. Now remember, when we first got it out of the river, it was clear, but it had like the tannins in it, which gave it that amber color. So I'm going to get some water out of our Berkey now. Looks beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Crystal clear. Oh, yes. What a blessing. I'm so thankful. It's good, hon. Up until we got the Berkey going and went and got the water from the creek, I'd gone and picked up a couple of jugs. This is spring water from my dollar store around here. It's only $1 a gallon, which I've been very glad to have. But honestly, my water out of the Berkey tastes better. Not that this isn't good water, but in the plastic jug like this actually tastes better. And even though this is only $1 a jug, this is basically at this point free, except for just some effort. I was going to say elbow grease, but Bill calls it knee grease, you know, because he would have to go on his bicycle if we really needed to. But it's good, and it, you know, it's wonderful that we have this to turn to.
Okay, so we put together this system for our prepper systems of supplying clean water, and up until now it's all been theoretical.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yes, it worked.
It worked.
It feels very good to know that that little creek, well, it's a river, is there, and that we can make the water very clean. It's completely like gloriously tasteless, nice water.
Yep.
That is a very, very good thing to know. especially in the winter, the first consideration must be heat, but then water is a very close second. So it's really important.
Yeah, and I was somewhat concerned about doing this system in the winter if that creek was completely frozen over. But like I said earlier, there is a place further down where it's rapids and it's always water there. It's just probably a quarter-mile hike or a little bit more, maybe even a half-mile hike, carrying the water back. It could certainly be done, carrying the water back to the parking area where I can put it in the truck or in the bicycle. It can certainly be done, but it would be some work. So I was very excited when I got down there to the main part of the creek and discovered that there were a couple of open channels, so I didn't have to go, chasing the water. So now that gives us water to be able to drink and cook with, and we can flush the toilet with it. If we heat it and then put it in a basin or something like that, we can wash the dishes and we can take sponge baths and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think we're covered.
And you know what? If that creek didn't freeze solid under these conditions, I feel
Right.
pretty good about it.
Right, we've had 2 weeks of lows between 0 and 5 below, and highs in the single digits. So it can get colder than that. We've had like 15 below of the actual temperature, but usually only does that for a night or two.
Right.
But we've got several weeks of really cold weather here, and that's why our pipes froze.
I know.
I never imagined that because we've never had that happen before.
Right. Well.
But now I have to do some more work on that system.
Right. And he's home. Oh my goodness.
And this is actually my first day.
Yeah. Officially.
This is Monday, right?
Yeah. This is like the launch of the rest of our lives. This is amazing.
I turned in my truck over the weekend. This is Monday, the first day that I should be driving, and I'm not.
Right. And I tell you what, I'm doing okay, but with everything that has to be done with us not having water and all sorts of odds and ends, it's been really nice having him home. That is for sure. And I gotta tell you real quick, we have a mirror that hangs just to my left, and I think Leo has discovered a buddy. You see him up there? He is just...
He's not looking in the mirror, though.
Oh, okay.
Usually he turns around the other way and he's looking at himself in the mirror that's hanging on the wall.
Even if I get up and down out of my chair, he just stays there. It's so cute. So, yeah. So we had a chance to test this, and we've got good water out of it. And that's just, like I said, water is so important.
Yeah.
So
whatever you need to do to figure out where you can get good water,
a source of water.
A lot of people talk about a rain catchment system. I really don't see how that would work for us when you've got several weeks of zero weather. That I would have a 200-gallon block, solid block of ice. What would that do me?
Be like low bird ice skating rink or something.
So whatever you can do to put together your system for water, and then test it like we just did, and you'll be good to go.
Yep.
So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much. If this has been helpful, please like it and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And be blessed.
We'll be blessed, and we'll be seeing more of you soon, I'm sure.
Okay.
Or you'll be seeing more of us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How are we going to see more of them? We never see them.
I know it. Duh. Well, I like looking at the little pictures on the comments and stuff.
It's kind of like being behind a one-way mirror where, they can see us, but we can't see them.
Yeah. Well, we know you're out there.
Yeah.
Yes. Goodness. All righty.